Hi Year 3, it's me again. I'm going to be doing some reading today. So, last week, Mrs Hawkins read some of this with you, so I'm going to read a little bit more. Remember, this is available on Audible, or you can download it onto the Kindle. Okay, so last week you looked at chapter 1, and you were left with a challenge of 3 words to clarify, and also to work out whether they're verbs, adverbs, or nouns. So the meanings of these words first. So hopefully you worked out that flanking means having one person or more than one person either side of you, a bit like a security guard would look after a celebrity. Stealthily, it's a bit like a burglar creeping into a house. And ancestor is about people or things that come before us, times in history. So which one is a verb, which one's a noun, which one's an adverb? So the clue, stealthily is an adverb because most of them end in ly, and that modifies a verb. Flanking is a verb, a doing word, and then ancestor is a noun, which names something or someone sometimes. So I'm going to start reading chapter 2 of this book. While you're reading this, I want you to listen out for these words: bristled, scorched, and flourish. And when you hear those words, perhaps you could pause it and talk to an adult around you to try and clarify what these words mean, because they're quite challenging. Okay, chapter 2. What should he do? Things like this just didn't happen in the Contessa's house. Tell the family, they'd know what to do. Farjak rushed down the corridor. He could feel 2 pairs of identical black eyes watching him, but the cats didn't follow. They stayed up the stairs, guarding the way up. Fear and confusion scorched through Farjak's veins as he turned the corner. He raced to the kitchen, fast as he could go, faster still. Who were these cats? Who were the men? What did they want? He skidded to a halt by the kitchen, hesitated by the doorway. Everything seemed so normal. The whole family was in there. They were eating supper, munching and crunching from rows of china bowls, neat and regular. Bowls of food, bowls of water, round white saucers of full cream milk. He felt like a stranger, watching from a distance. They looked so grand, with their perfectly groomed silver blue fur, their green eyes, their tidy little collars around their necks. So you're ready to behave like a proper blue, said Father. Very good. Have you washed your paws, said Mother. There are cats, shouted Farjak. There are black cats in the house, and they... Farjak, said Mother. They came with a man. Farjak, said Father. He's gone up to the Contessa's room. There was silence in the kitchen. The munching and crunching stopped. They all watched him, one great green accusing eye. I just don't understand him, muttered Father. Why can't he be like everyone else? You haven't washed your paws, have you, sweetheart, said Mother. She came over and started scrubbing. Farjak bit his tongue. No one believed a word he said. It wasn't fair. In the middle of his family, he felt friendless and alone. Come and eat with us, Farjak, said Cousin Jasmine. The food's ever so nice. Jasmine's voice was cool and smooth, like milk in the morning. I don't want to eat, he tried to explain. There are black cats in the house. Oh, who cares about what that little insect does, said Julius. I'll have Farjak's food. You have to eat to build up your muscles. Julius puffed himself up and tucked into Farjak's bowl. Jasmine looked impressed. You hear that, Farjak, said Father proudly. Julius is a proper Mesopotamian blue. Farjak bristled. Julius might be the family hero, but Farjak knew something no one else did, something important. How could he make them believe him? On Jalal's name, I swear it's true, he insisted. The cats are guarding the stairs right now. I looked into their eyes. He shivered at the memory. They're all black. Enough, yelled Father. That's enough of these tales. He spat out the word tales with particular disgust. Ah, but some tales are true, said Elder Paul quietly. Why don't you show us, Farjak? Take us to the cats. Father scowled at Elder Blue, but kept quiet. The head of the family always had the final say. Farjak's grandfather was getting old. His fine fur was almost all silver, and he seldom spoke up these days, but everyone listened when he did. Stomach knotted with nerves, Farjak led them down the corridor. He turned a corner into the hallway, just in time to glimpse a blur of movement by the front door. The first man was holding it open for the others. They were carrying something away. Down by their shoes, 2 black tails swished out of the house. The man shut the door as the rest of the family entered the hallway. They hadn't seen the others or the black cats. All they could see was the man. Why, "It's a gentleman," said Mother. "I remember when we were kittens," said Aunt Junie. "There were ladies and gentlemen here every day. The Contessa always had visitors." They looked up the stairs. The Contessa's door was wide open. There was no one in her room. It was empty. Surprise rippled around the family. Not knowing what to think, they peered up at the gentleman, all except the elder Paul, who seemed thoughtful, as if he was trying to remember something. The gentleman pointed up at Contessa's room and said something in a voice like thunder high above their heads. Then he crouched down, bringing himself closer to their level. His wet pink lips smiled at each one in turn. Farjat glanced nervously at the front door. The black cats hadn't come back. He hoped they wouldn't. With a flourish, the gentleman brought something out of his pocket. He held it out on his waxy white hand and murmured to the family. Curious, they edged a little closer to see what it was. A toy mouse. Small, grey, furry, it was perfect in every way, so precisely detailed it could almost be alive. The gentleman placed it on the floor in front of them. Farjat sniffed the mouse. It even seemed real. A tingle of wonder ran through him. He'd always wanted to hunt a mouse. "Let me see that," said Father. He examined the toy. "Oh, amazing," he purred, and batted it across to Julius. Julius flipped it stylishly through the air. To Jay, to Jethro, to Jerome. They giggled. Farjat wondered if he'd get it back. Probably not. "What a beautiful toy," said Mother. "It's the best present we've ever had," cooed Jasmine. The gentleman smiled and stood up his full height. He waved at them to follow as his shiny black shoes went clicking towards the kitchen. Jay, Jethro and Jerome raced to be first beside him. "Come on," said Father. "Let's see what he's going to do next." In the kitchen, the gentleman was spooning something into their bowls. It was oily black paste with a sharp fishy smell. Farjat's nose wrinkled at it. "Ugh," he said. "That's caviar," whispered Mother. "The rarest and most expensive food in the world." "Treats like this are only given to the finest pedigree cats," purred Father. "The gentleman knows how important we are." The man put the bowls back on the floor, heaped high with the fishy food, and beamed down at him. His pink lips glistened as the cat started to sniff the caviar. He nodded, turned, and left the kitchen, smiling all the way. "What was all the fuss about, Farjat?" said Father the moment he was gone. "And that black cat nonsense?" "I'm calling a family council," interrupted Elder Paul. "Now, everyone is to attend, even the kittens." "But Elder Paul," protested Father, eyeing the bowls of caviar, "family council is only for emergencies. It's—" "Now," repeated Elder Paul. "Now, in the front room." The Elder Paul strode away. Farjat glanced anxiously at his father's face. It was twisted with speechless rage. Okay, so hopefully you heard those 3 words. So, if you need to talk about them now, pause the video now and tell an adult what you think those 3 words might mean. So hopefully you've had a little chat with someone about them. So, the word bristle, to start with the word bristles. I want you to think about a cat and what cats do when they start to feel a bit anxious or a bit angry. They bristle up their fur. So you might have seen a cat do that. Okay, scorched. So have a little think. So scorched can be when you get hot or burnt, but it can also mean when something moves really fast, like this car scorches. And then finally, we talked about the word flourish at school with Mrs. St. John, and that's when something grows and develops. But it also can mean when you do something with a flourish, a bit like a magician. You move cards with a flourish. So hopefully you had a discussion of those words. So this is going to be your challenge to complete for maybe next time. Okay, so think about how I read it, and I tried to use the best expression I had. So I would like you to have a go at reading this little extract. So you're going to need to pause your screen so you can snapshot it. Okay, so hopefully you've paused it. Take a little screenshot of that, and at home read it the best expression you can. And as a final challenge, perhaps you could write some more dialogue using the rules that Mrs. Cashin explained in a previous video you would have watched. So I hope to see you soon, Year 3. I hope you enjoyed listening to that story. Take care. Bye.